And welcome back, everybody, to Live at 5 at 4, gearing up for the Winter Games. And, you know, most of us will probably only ever watch the Olympics on TV.
Yep.
But one Tellico Village woman has this beach. She worked at the 1980 Olympic Games in Lake Placid, New York.
She was a driver in the motor pool for Team Mongolia. She walks us through her experience at one of the most iconic games with the Miracle on Ice.
I was kind of bored.
When most people get bored, they pick up a new hobby. When Joanne Faberzak got bored,
I just looked around to see if I could get an interesting job temporarily.
she took a 2-week leave from her job and went to work at the Olympics.
I thought that would be quite an experience.
She was right. The year was 1980, Lake Placid, New York, USA.
That's the van I drove.
Joanne was hired as a shuttle driver.
I drove the chef de missions, which they had one for each team. Mine was Mongolia.
She had to go through extensive background checks to get this ID badge that introduced her to people from countries all over the globe.
I do have several pins that I've gotten from each different team.
Germany, Poland, Canada, Russia, Sweden, learning a little about each culture along the way.
These are some of the teams with the autographs.
But the most memorable moment for Joanne was being there in person when the USA hockey team beat the Soviet Union, later securing the gold.
There wasn't a dry eye in the arena. It was just an emotional, really emotional game that we beat the Russians.
A symbolic show of pride in the midst of the Cold War.
Well, it was 1980, and back then, you know, there was kind of feelings that they weren't so superior, but we beat them.
Joanne saw a little of every sport: skiing, skating, hockey, bobsledding.
I'll never forget that. It was such a, I don't know, it just made me feel good that I was experiencing that.
After 2 weeks, life went back to normal.
Yeah, went back to my job.
But Joanne's memories stay with her in the forms of ticket stubs and Polaroid pictures.
Here's the tickets.
Looking back some 4 decades later, Joanne is still in awe of her time at the Winter Games.
I felt like I was lucky.
All right, it was really cool to talk to her.
That's
I mean, to be
amazing.
at that hockey
Gosh,
game.
what a moment.
Right? Just watching the footage of it today.